Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, this is actually going to be the last deck profile for this month until next month. This time it's on my Dark Magician deck. In fact, I went back and made some changes. I kind of want to make this into more of an anti-meta strategy, to where you basically just get rid of your opponent's monsters, like spot removal, and basically just try to OTK your opponent with the Dark Magician himself. So, yeah, that's generally like the gist of this deck. Running cards like Super Polymerization, Called by the Grave, Skill Drain, which unfortunately is still at 1, but honestly could stay at 1 for all I care. Uh, but overall, it's like I'm just running cards that generally have like non-targeting spot removal. So, and that's just what I wanted to show you guys. All right, so starting off with the main deck, of course, gotta play 3 Dark Magicians, your main boss monster of the entire deck. It's a non-effect monster, so cards like Widow Anchor, Crackdown, Fogblade cannot touch this card. So that's one of the things I like about Dark Magicians, because the fact that he's a normal monster with a good enough attack is just great. Next, playing 3 copies of Magician's Rod. This gives you access to all your Dark Magician related spells and traps. So enough said about that. And of course, his graveyard effect is where you can bring it back to your hand. Just got to attribute a spellcaster's cost. Next, 2 Princess Illusion Magician. I was gonna run it at 3, but 3 was a little bricky, so you really just need to see you just need to see it enough to where you can basically get access to your Dark Magician. And plus, it's very easy to bring out Magician's Navigation, so that's one of the cool things about the card. 1 Dark Magician Girl, of course, because you are playing cards like Bond between teacher and student, because you still need Dark Burning Magic, which basically obliterates your opponent's entire field. 1 Magician of Dark Illusion. It counts as Dark Magician, so if you have cards like Dark Magical Circle, it'll give you the benefit where you can still banish a card. And also, if you activate a quick play spell or trap card during your opponent's turn, you can summon this card out of your hand. And if you activate a spell or trap, you can special summon a Dark Magician from your grave. So, really important. Next, I'm actually playing 2 copies of Tanya Spirit Fushida. I was running it at 3 before, but I think 2 is just fine. It's a free summon as long as you control no effect monsters. And if you control a non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your hand or your graveyard and bounce back one of your opponent's cards back to his hand. So it's really good, and it doesn't target. So yeah, or actually, no, I'm sorry, it does target. I'm thinking of a totally different card. But this card, yeah, it's just a good way for non-destruction removal is what I meant to say. Like cards like Thunder Dragon Colossus, which can't be destroyed by card effects, this does not destroy. So really powerful. For hand traps, I'm running 2 copies of Ash Blossom, and for combo heavy decks, Nibiru. I mean, nothing else to say about that. So definitely need these. So that's just my opinion and all that. All right, so now we're moving on to spells. Running 3 copies of Dark Magical Circle helps you dig for your Dark Magician or Dark Magician related spells and traps. And if you summon a Dark Magician once per turn, you can target 1 monster or 1 card on the field and banish it. So really good. Just watch out for the Thunder Dragon. So because like certain Thunder Dragons, have certain benefits, so you just gotta pay attention to that. I'm actually running 3 copies of Allure Darkness. I actually need to change the color of that sleeve. I didn't have enough light, so I got a few sleeves mixed up, so I'll take care of that in a sec. But anyway, 3 Allure Darkness, just to give you some draw power since a majority of your entire deck is dark, so that's why. 3 Called by the Grave, just to deal with like monsters that'll have their effects on the graveyard, like Salamangrates, Orcust, Thunder Dragon, so you just gotta get rid of those. 3 Super Poly, for just to break boards. Same thing with. Next up, I'm actually running 2 copies of Secret Village. Again, I'm gonna change the color of the sleeves. I got it mixed up with some other ones, so I do have the sleeves. I'll just gotta take care of that. Anyway, this just to avoid Super Poly myself, because like if your opponent doesn't have any spellcasters while you control one, they can't activate spells. But also, it's just a really good floodgate overall, because the fact that if your opponent can't activate spells, especially some that are reliant on searching, like Sky Strikers, they never control spellcasters, so they are completely locked out with this card. So really, really good. I really love what this card can do. For 1-ofs, got Illusion Magic, Bond between teacher and student, Dark Burning Magic, and then lastly the Eye of Tomas. I'm not running a Dark Magic Attack or Dark Magic Inheritance because I kind of limited my choices of what spells I really want to play. And plus, Dark Magic Attack I felt like was a little too slow right now because of the fact that it's not a quick play. and the fact that you mostly have to search it out. And if you are up against a Thunder Dragon matchup, you're never going to be able to search it out. And plus, they don't really run back row. And right now, we're not really in a format where back row's like dominating. So that's why I felt like Dark Magic Attack isn't too necessary right now. But I do have spell and trap card removal out on the side if I do come across like a Subterror or Ultrageist deck. So I'm already woefully prepared for that. So now we're moving on to traps. Running 3 Navigation, of course. Got to play that at 3. 2 Eternal Soul, and then 1 Skill Drain. And that's generally it. Alright, so now we're moving on to the extra deck. I'm running 1 BLS. I know this card's super expensive, so if you don't have access to this card, alternate options I can think of are Decode Talker, Power Code Talker, Nightmare Unicorn. So, like, if I feel like, you know, if you don't have this, like I said, there are other options out there. And there's also some new options from the new set Chaos Impact, like the new Unchained Monster. I know one of them isn't too expensive, so if you have access to that card, definitely get that. 1 Mech Knight Crusader Evermax. I mean, everyone already knows this is my favorite Link 4. Monk of the Tenier. Security Dragon, just because if it's co-linked, you can bounce back a card. Wee Witch's Apprentice. I got a few rank 7s, which is actually why I play Bushido, because Bushido is a free level 7. I forgot to mention that. I got Ebon High Magician, which actually can play Super Poly during your opponent's turn. So if you still have it in your hand, you detach a material to activate it, that's just great. Ebon Illusion Magician. 1 Big Eye, just my deck's version of Mind Control. And number 76, Harmonizer Gadriel. This card actually came up a lot last time I played it, so it was really good. Running a bunch of fusions like Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Which, funny enough, you can technically use these for Super Poly as well. If your opponent, like if you're up against a Dragon deck like the Dragon Links, or if your opponent just plays like cards like Borreload Savage Dragon in general, or Borreload Sword Dragon, you could just Super Poly with your Dark Magician and bring these out. So it's just like, it's crazy. But my main Super Poly targets are Starving Venom, Dragostapelia, Trifrio Viridum, and for the Salad matchup, Violet Chimera. So, pretty self-explanatory. Alright, now for the side deck, it's just standard, really. I'm playing 3 Artifact Lantia, which is actually one of the best side cards right now. Same with Dino Wrestler Pinkertops. That's the deal with back row heavy strategies I mentioned earlier, Cosmic Cyclone. I know heroes are starting to pop up like left and right now because like the deck is surprisingly popular and it's got a lot of good matchups. So, and as you already know, I'm already a hero player myself, so I know how to play the deck from top to bottom. So it's just fun. But for me to deal with those decks, I'm playing Storming Mirror Force. I was gonna run the regular Mirror Force, but I think Storming is a little bit more effective right now because like sometimes your opponent could catch you by surprise. So I feel like Storming Mirror Force is just slightly better, especially if you're up against a deck that can have cell protection. Again, Thunder Dragons. Bouncing back is usually the better option. Same with Salamangreat, because like they'll protect themselves with Baneling. So Storming Mirror Force just kind of adds a little insult to injury. And then my last card, Evenly Matched. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys next time.